Got Arrow Fodder versus Bright Shadow.
That is a good match.
Yeah, 71% win rate for Arrow Fodder. 53 for Bright Shadow, but I think has gotten a little bit better even since then. Certainly has beaten me in Mystery Tournament, in the first Mystery Tournament I was in. 17th and 26th are their best placements, which are pretty high in general when you have, 150 people joining these.
I'm trying to like litmus tests for me. We've ended up in a lot of the same matches, and generally I think has been better than even that like just over 50% win rate. It's always interesting with these players who did really well in their first MT, which includes Arrow Fodder here. 5 and 2, I think, kind of on pace to be doing as well, if not better than that. So curious to see how this went.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into studio mode here, so it'll look like I have set up on screen, but really you can just see it. The stream still sees. Still sees the racer cards. And I can't pull up the games because it would reveal who played them.
Good job, we've done that before. I won't say any names.
Yeah, me. I did it, and I did it earlier today.
I was going to say I think it's like maybe a German guy who likes pasta, but it's fine.
Oh no, he did it once too, I think. But I even did it earlier today, in addition to having done it before.
I will say this game looks cute. We're in for a cute game chat.
It is, and I did play this, but I remember so little about it. Because I just played it early.
Yeah, one up noting what I wanted to note. The double transparent and like the shadowing. I mean, Bright Shadow has a shadow in their name, so ignore any attempt at a pun. But the shadowing on these looks similarly done. I really like the pairing here.
True, it's high quality. Whoops, that's I can't crop it. Like Star Wars music or something. Oh, not anymore.
I'm just seeing flashes of this game, and all of them look insane, so I'm excited.
Yeah, we got some intense music.
While you're getting this set up, I will note that Mr. Tournament moves quick. I have been gone. I've been abroad for a week, and then I come back and find that top 8 matches are being not reached, but like there are matches being scheduled to get into top 8 already.
It's true. It's true. It's a I like it. We keep it moving. We keep it on time. Some tournaments take a lot longer. We try and be able to work in other stuff during the year, so we usually do like a week for each loser's bracket match is the deadline. So it ends up only taking a few months.
There's a hard secret, which is the top 8 will be on GDQ, and that has a scheduled date. So
it's true. So yeah, there's no messing with that.
Does help with the whipping, but no, you've done a really good job with taking handle and being responsible for.
I mean, and once it gets low like this, not a whole lot's going on anyway. So that makes it.
And thankfully, I mean, the issues are often like new people who've come in, but it turns out new people are also going to lose to people like Andy and Drake, so
That's
they
true.
don't end up slowing down the tournament too much, myself included. I was, I think, the last person to get through Losers 3.
And here we are. The game is Lavi Quest.
Yeah, I was wondering how you're gonna pronounce it. I think Lavi's a good way to go with it. It's like lava, but with an E sound. Despite the fact it's an I, English is weird. And we're a cute cat, as far as I can tell.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm gonna say play. Play. Oh my gosh. It's super loud. Sorry about that. I turned it down. Play. Okay. I honestly, I remember what this game looks like, because clearly it has a look. But I have no memory of the gameplay of this game. Oh, and it's not subbed by backup either. I gotta fix that. This is subbed by FFAO, I believe.
FFAO has been so good.
Oh no, this is subbed by
getting
GFM. Excuse me.
Okay, well, GFM, I have less to say about, but shoutouts to people who've been able to submit so many games like FAO and have them mainly be bangers. Okay, we are a cat, we can roll, and we can be a rocket. Sure. Sometime around 2007, we ran out of ideas for platforming after all of the Australian animals were taken by Sonic, and so now we're a rocket cat.
So the rocket's good. You can really speed yourself up with the rocket. Looks like you can, and your goal is to knock all the furniture off the shelves.
Yeah, it's a MT staple for platformer that has a go fast button. Sometimes that's farting. Sometimes that's a rocket out of your butt.
True. It's also farting in this game, I guess. Yeah, you're certainly very big on screen. It is. It feels more like a Game Boy game where they could have made it smaller, but they chose not to. So you have your health is the number of hearts up in the corner there, and you have a rocket meter, and you can wall jump off the little cat scratchers, which makes sense. And your goal is to knock all the furniture off and not die. You can see how many pieces of furniture are left in the top right.
Is this just freeware?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because yeah, I can definitely see the GBA comparisons.
Yeah.
But
and this has been played before, I think. I don't think this is the first time we're seeing this game in an MT. We could look at some previous times here. Yeah, Alpha was able to beat this in 18 minutes, so not a very long goal, but Alpha's one of the better players we have, so we'll have to see how this ends up straightening out. But this has been played a few times before.
This level that they're on now is a bit finicky. It's quite easy to accidentally undo progress with these blocks. Bright Shadow got burned and still looks like that. Oh no. That's a costly death. It looks like you can't undo it once you've hit them all, which is nice. What? Does the burning do anything to your controls? Or is it just a marker that you have been burnt?
I think it's just a visual thing.
The way that these blocks are on Bright Shadow's screen, it feels like you could attack them from the bottom, but I don't think you can. I think
no, both of them have tried to, but you can't, unfortunately. And there we go, Bright Shadow solving that stage. Arrow fodder with the really fast rockets in the water. That's what you have to do at this level. It's not enough just to not die when you're in this late of rounds. You've got to actually play well, too.
I love a water level that's faster than the regular. Because water levels can be so easily a trap into making this slow, floaty, like, and just not using the movement that you've had for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Here it's basic. It just seems like it's infinite rocket. You can probably jump. They're not doing it very often, but...
Both players died near. Oh no, yeah, near the exit. So opportunity for brightshadow to catch up here.
Yeah, these stars are they'll get you. They shoot right at you when you get near them. This guy you have to lure away from this shelf. He has one hit left. Oh! Went the wrong direction.
I always find it interesting. We try and avoid games that like aren't too mazy, but levels like this where you're gonna see the same enemy multiple times, and particularly with this large block, if you move him down to the exit, then you can't exit. So you have to
Oop.
be or take him out entirely.
Alright, just bring him out of here, yeah. Just get him all the way out there. Yeah, I think the difference between Maisie and this is just that you have to go everywhere anyway in this stage. So there's no wrong direction.
Yeah, I'm just curious if once we get this shield piece of furniture, if this guy's... Yeah. We were immediately punished, so we'll see if Airwater can cleanly finish it up.
There we go. And yeah, and there's no exit. You just knock the last piece of furniture off, so you can end it anywhere. But I think Bright Shadow has pulled ahead. I missed that.
Marginally. They're on the same level, but with a death there, actually, the bleed's going back and forth.
It was a close race.
Yeah, and you said it's a fairly short game, at least with alphas, so...
Yeah, well, I'll look at my testing time
time
to get a more normal time. We'll call it a bad time.
On things that I didn't get to tease when they originally... We played Last Slice a couple nights ago.
Oh yeah.
Can't really tell you. You guys put it into difficult games? Like late games only?
Maybe.
Just for chat's purpose. This
see.
game was like a Hotline Miami and I was surprised to hear how much difficulty the testers seem to have with it.
No, we put it in no early rounds, which hasn't been...
No early rounds.
So no early rounds has been over since like Losers 2. So so I mean it could have been played a lot before this, it just wasn't. Here we've got an auto scroller. They're both doing pretty good. Lose a lot of time if you die here though, so don't die on auto scrollers.
Transfer over to the next level is the big question I have here, because if you can go into one of these platforming levels with like 5 hearts, you might be set for the whole game.
It looks like it caps you out at 4, unfortunately, because Arrow Fodder just collected me at 4 and then didn't move on. But yeah, we're yeah, it was just the last boss on Last Slice. It just took forever, both testers. Our testing times for this are 34 and 35 minutes. So there's still quite a bit of game left. When I was playing this, I was concerned it would be really short and like this was the end of the game, but that's not the case.
You and your auto-scroller, shame on you. Game developers from 2000, whatever, 12 or whatever this is. Oh, we Star Wars'd them. We went straight through the spaceship. This is heavy victory music. We've saved the day. We're 8 minutes into the race. Did we just get to be a cat for the next 20 minutes? Because I'm down. Okay, there we go.
We made it halfway. But this was not Lavi's quest. Oh no.
I'm very curious about the world. What is Lavi's quest, if not to save the world?
I guess it's just more of these. It's just like the same thing again for a little while. Oh, is this one of those full screen only games? Hate to see it, but sometimes older freeware games, they made them that way, and it doesn't, you can't scale it at all. So it's either in a really tiny window or just full screen on a bad resolution.
We should have in a spot where the enemies have gotten very large indeed, and this is very touchy. We've already damage boosted once just to get to this spot, and yeah, Bright Shadows decided that that was not the right way to go about it, but I'm curious what the right way to go about it was.
Arrow Fodder is going straight for these, straight for this broken tiles, which they had trouble getting through last time. So they just figured, well, we'll start there.
It's these little pluses. Every single plus you make makes the pufferfish puff more.
Yes.
And pufferfish puffing more is strictly a bad thing.
So you want to avoid the pluses.
Yeah, which is very unintuitive, because pluses are great. Pluses are much better than minuses.
You do. Well, you start to see what they do pretty quickly. When there's so many of them at the beginning of the level here. Arrow Fodder has caught on to avoiding the pluses.
Yeah, that's
probably already gotten too many, though.
Yeah, Bright Shadows having a clean run here. I don't think they've had a single plus. There you go. As soon as I said it. Much cleaner than their last try. Meanwhile, it looks like Arrow Fodder's just trying to damage boost the whole thing, but this level's a bit longer than you think it is, buddy.
And if you notice, there's only one thing they need to knock off, so you just need to get to the end. Bright Shadow is here. Oh!
Boostin'.
Oh my gosh. 1 health left.
Study the cycles. They infinitely come. There's no cycle to beat, but he does get 1 block, and I think that's going to be a large part of the battle.
Yeah.
The last 2 blocks should be easy enough. Okay,
Forced
this one's
pluses.
huge.
Get the key, you gotta go back.
Oh no.
Luckily, there's a shortcut that opens up.
Yeah, and the actual spikes on the spikes don't do damage. So the hitbox for the enemy was slightly smaller than you'd potentially expect, and that gives Bright Shadow a tangible lead. Good little rocket jumps there from Arrow Fodder just to go way above the enemies and ignore having to deal with the ridiculousness that is on screen.
Right here, we've got this key. And we've gotta go. And we got it, okay. Arrow Fodder getting through that stage, too.
This has gotten to a point where it doesn't look like any of the levels are really being beaten on their first attempt. So it really does give anybody a chance, no matter where the lead is. Because it's gonna be the difference between beating it on your second try or beating it on your third try if you're not beating it on your first.
Yeah, so this stage, it kind of shows you that the green ones have little bombs under them, so if you break the green ones, you get hurt. And certain ones have these little guys that chase you, like in Mario Bros. 2.
The players are damage boosting a lot, and I can't tell if it's purposeful or if it's just the screen is like so small relative to the size of the character that their attempts to go fast just result in them running into enemies.
It's probably a little bit of a combination of both. They don't necessarily expect it to happen, but if they have the health, they're just gonna go and hope.
This is the cutest lava I've ever seen, by the way.
Yeah, it's angry though. It pops up to get you.
Okay.
A couple of hidden objects there. Game's being kind of mean about it. Oh no! Arrow,
No.
Both of them with a really, That's a time loss. That's a pretty big time loss.
Yeah, so Air Fodder had 3 to go. I don't think it's going to be the biggest issue, though it might affect the way that they move forward.
Yeah, although Bright Shadow knows where they are.
Bright Shadow had 1 left, and that's the only benefit, right? It's just a knowledge checkpoint where
Yeah.
Bright Shadow actually could see the 5th one that he needed to. It's far off to the right here. It's this boot.
Also, the fact that they only had 1 left means that they found those hidden ones. So, that's not an issue. Ooh, Bright Shadow with another death. I mean, this could be it right here.
I think Arrow Fodder just has the 2 hidden ones left, though, and I think those are definitely the trappiest.
Oh no, Arrow Fodder got those in the top left.
Oh.
So it's just that boot. And I think the boot's hard to get to. I think you've got to come up and around and then to the right once you get up to the top. Yeah, so here you have to... Yeah, you have to rocket upwards. Difficult to make that jump, but was... Oh, jeez. This thing does not leave you alone.
Though. Even if this guy does rolls a little bit, yeah. Air Fodder just had the hearts.
And there we go, the lead change.
This is often a thing I see with the best racers, is because they're clean on the easier parts of a level, they get away with murder on the harder parts of the level. So in that case, maybe not the hardest part of the level, but like that boot did have like new things that Air Fodder was having to deal with.
Right.
But because they had already seen part of the level, knew where things were, and were just playing well, they didn't actually have an issue here when having to deal with the final game. Now, Bright Shadow should be catching up, but Arrow Fodder is playing with bombs. This game has a lot of mechanics for...
It does. So, you need to learn that you can dash into these bombs to push them fast. And just before they explode, to push them up in the air in order to blow those things out of the water. You also notice that this level is not telling you how many things you need to knock. Which is no fun. Both on this same stage. So I think what this actually is the final stage, and you just gotta get to that cat down there. I could be wrong, but...
that would make sense for why it's a question mark.
Maybe it's not the final stage. But it's, I think it's... You just have to get to the cat. Arrow Fodder coming in to get the health. Might as well.
It's not about saving the world, it's about saving the girl.
Arrow Fodder accidentally discovering that you can dash into the bomb. Bright Shadow's also there. Missed that dash, but knows what they need to do.
I'm surprised that didn't work, to be honest.
Yeah, it was close. There we go. Arrow Fodder with the dash.
This honestly might be it. Like, this could be the small difference, is just that small execution. Ow. Don't know why I say things. As soon as I say things, they start just taking damage, so...
Yeah, so what you have to do here is push the bomb off and then dash it over. Oh, okay. Lava just does 1 hit point. Oh, jeez, almost falling there. Oh no, the cat exploded, just like everything else.
Okay, game's not over. It wasn't love.
No.
It was
loss. Arrow Fodder, that's a pretty significant lead at this point, though. This is a hard level, and if you die late into it, you got a lot more of this level to do.
This game's close to having the Mario Maker troll mechanic of freezing you and then having you on a conveyor belt that just pushes you back further. Not a death mechanic, but just like an additional shame and time loss mechanic. Or, I can imagine like getting frozen above one of these pits and then just the conveyor belt just tossing you into the pit.
Absolutely. Bright Shadow still hasn't gotten this. Ooh, little late, little late.
Yeah, the animation's like very big, but the actual
There we
time
go.
for it.
Got the explosion, but got hit. At least has the knowledge. I mean, this is a pretty significant time difference now, though. So in this level, you got to go all the way to the end and get the key, then come all the way back. They started to design them less about finding everything in the level and more about just like... Oh, we've got coins now. Exact same mechanic, but this time it fills up a bar. The coins still explode, though.
True or false, Wendy? The more a game feels like a fever trip, the better it will likely be for MT.
Sometimes generic games are fun. We don't want to go too wacky all the time, but in this instance, wacky is good. I mean, stuff just keeps changing, which is good. I like games where the mechanics change up a lot.
Yeah, you beat me to the point, which I think is the sillier and like nuttier the gameplay looks. It does also result in more mechanic changes, and if you're only going to be playing a game for 30 minutes, you may as well have lots of mechanics. Very testing of the players to be able to figure out, in particular, how these bombs work that brightshadow is still going through.
Arrow fodder's on the wall here. I don't think you need to do this. But...
Do we need to be here, or is this like some Mega Man zip sort of...
I don't remember doing that. I don't think you need to do that. But it did get an extra heart, so that's good. This level is big. It's difficult to actually find all these coins. You have to remember where you've been. Oh, it turned the wind off. I see. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but the wind, it's constantly blowing them to the left to this whole level.
Has gotten through the bomb hole, but only has one heart. Okay, good decision there from brightshadow. They've gotten a second heart. There isn't much left to this level, but I do believe that we saw precisely what happened. Fall into the lava from arrow fodder. Meanwhile, arrow fodder is just hanging out in the wall. I'm not too worried about them.
Turning off the wind, getting the coins. That will make this level quite a bit easier, having that wind off. Not take some hits here, because there's some other coins on the left side. Oh, missed a coin there. Hopefully they saw that. They did see it. Here we go. Bright Shadow finishing that bomb level. Significant progress.
Levels behind. The arrow fodder made this conveyor belt level look easier than some of the other levels we're dealing with. But it definitely is at least time, and I don't think it was as easy as arrow fodder necessarily made it look. JK, it's incredibly easy.
Yeah, they're on the same level again. Wow, this is crazy. This is quite a race.
Only a few coins left, is that it?
Yeah, final coins. Game's not over yet, but coins are gotten. Oh, we're back to these guys, which we haven't seen since much earlier.
These guys, I mentioned, were finicky. Now in a level that's like, this game has definitely been getting harder and harder. I can see their finickiness being a real problem if there's like additionally enemies that are also trying to hit you while you're dealing with their
and there you go.
General meanness.
They're exactly what you said.
Like, you could just run across it, but since the enemies are not going to allow you to do that.
Yeah, so you release this electric guy at the very beginning of the stage from the electric block, and he's chasing you the entire time. So you got to keep moving. So for me, what I remember doing on this level is just like I found which ones were the hardest, and I went for them first. And then if I was able to get those, I could kind of kite this guy around and get the rest of everything. Oh, he gets big in the water.
Yeah, preferably you don't get to a point where you have to learn true patterns and like figure out a path.
Yeah.
Preferably you just do it.
Yeah, if you're good enough, you don't have to worry about that kind of thing. It's just sort of that's the issue.
Don't love see like precisely what just happened to Air Fodder, where he, to get away from the enemy, had to use the platform he's already done.
Yeah.
And that's just gonna be one more opportunity in the future for a small amount of pain and suffering.
Well, they're close to the top, at least. I wouldn't go get him now, because he left the ones in the bottom left. While you're down there, you might as well get the ones in the bottom left.
Okay, this pattern seems really natural, but if we ever have to platform back up here, it's gonna be hopefully with rockets, if anything. There we go. Bright Shadow's catching up. I think 1 or 2 coins left, and they're usually in pairs.
Yeah. Yeah, the bar being this low makes me think that he missed some from another group. Oh, there they are. Well, it's those 3 up there. There we go.
There's definitely a knowledge checkpoint here, though. Like,
oh, there we go. That's
knows...
every block. And then once you turn them all on, you can't undo them anymore, which is nice.
Oh, that's incredibly helpful.
You got the butterfly. This is it. Get ready.
Okay.
You've got to race the bomb blocks.
Yeah, I'm immediately getting, like, Bowser chasing you vibes as soon as I saw a large enemy at the start of the level. Have we seen bats before?
Yeah, they were on that conveyor belt in the fog level, but there weren't a lot.
Bats are interesting. Bats are either like the first enemy you see ever, or incredibly painful and annoying. And sometimes both.
Yeah,
sometimes
I was gonna say, sometimes even both those things. These bats don't chase you, which is good, but they shoot at you and then they go away. So they at least don't leave their initial launch.
I find generally with these sort of levels that have a time constraint added, either if it's a clock or if it's like a kind of natural inbuilt time, so they're not actually the levels that usually trick up MT racers, because the MT racers are already trying to go as fast as possible. They've been spending close to now 30 minutes trying to race through this game, and then the game's like, hey, now you need to race through the game. It's like, oh, that's the thing I've been practicing for. This is why I'm here.
Bright Shadow, while you were talking, had a horrible death, had gotten everything, so they were locked in, got all the platforms, but then died in the bottom right corner of the screen, fell like off the bottom, and the water splashed, which is pretty weird because they were already in the water. It's like a SpongeBob situation.
I feel like if you say SpongeBob situation, that's probably like the 5th thing that comes to mind. But yeah, the already being in the water and being even more water.
Well, sure. I mean, I was hoping in context that would be enough.
Yeah.
It's a SpongeBob situation because Bright Shadow was ready.
Oh, right. Okay. Actually, not the worst damage boost in the world. The enemy might not be an issue for the rest of the level, but we are missing something, and now we have to go back, and now he's back, so...
Yeah, Bright Shadow has left the blocks in the right, and you could actually see them on the screen, but Bright Shadow didn't see them, and they're in the bottom right.
We got distracted by Bright Shadow. I think that's a finish there from Air
Oh
Fodder.
yeah, there it is. Got done for Lavi Quest. I'll mark them done. I'll check the official time here. That was a back and forth race. 29-24 is the official time. With the comment, cat.
Okay, Bright Shadow's gonna finish up here. Butterfly in the ground. So, then the real question is, what was Lavi's quest?
Knocking the trophy off the shelf, I guess.
But then, a corollary question: was the trophy Lavi's?
I would think it's owners, probably. I'm allergic to cats, but as I understand it, cats knock furniture off shelves a lot. That's like a thing, to knock little knickknacks off of shelves.
It almost won straight game of the year. It was just this simple fact. So yes,
Then there you go. This is probably from personal experience. The cat fighting through bats and underwater electrical phantos just to knock a trophy off a shelf.
then I have a bigger dev question. Is this a game where they made the game, went, okay, the cat's going to save the world, and then went, but I have more things I want to do? Or do they really believe that cats wouldn't want to save the world, which I think is an accurate
And there we go. There's
understanding
the
of
finish
that.
for Bright Shadow.
Bright Shadow, only
Official
2 minutes.
SRL time is a 31:45, but it seems like they finished. They just might have forgotten to dot done for a little while.
Clean on the final boss there, and you can see like how like little mistakes right at the end of levels just made the difference. Because I think these players, these racers, were very even in their ability to beat these levels.
Yeah, it was
And
really close.
it comes down to the little things. Like we are no longer at that point where you're gonna see a 10 minute difference between two racers, and that'll be true especially in top 8 where everybody just sees games, plays games, wins games.
Trying to think if I have any vodcasts that are short enough to do another one. I don't think I do. All the ones I have are a little bit longer.
That's good for me because I need breakfast.
The next match is in half an hour. What am I gonna do? I'll do something. I'll figure it out.
Do you have one of those videos of the top 8 recaps like Maurice sometimes does?
I don't. That would be a good idea though. But I don't. Yeah, maybe I
All
have to
plans
click
die
on
in the first contact.
maybe I have to click on Steam again. This time it'll actually be for 20 minutes
If
and
you want
not
to stall out, Arrow Fodder is in chat. We could potentially get a VOD interview.
the VOD interview. I mean, they've been talking the whole time. Nothing against Arrow Fodder, but I feel like they've shared their feelings. I will say GG to pulling ahead like that. That was really close the whole time.
This is moving on to losers 6 after this match. I believe they went 5-2 on
Yeah,
their first MT.
let's look at that is the most recent match that both of them have had. So yeah, and Arrow Fodder is still in it. Let's see who they're going up against.
Actually, it looks like I said 5-2. And I was kind of expecting Arrow Fodder, but because they spent so much time in winners, they've only actually won 3 matches to get to loser 6. The uh, the perils of double elimination.
Arrow Fodder is going up against Crank Dud later today in 8 hours and 23 minutes.
Best of luck drawing a puzzle game that Crank Dud refuses to play.
Yeah,
Those numbers are so
just need to
high.
draw a train game.
It's not even puzzle games. It's just train games. Crank
Yeah,
Dud hates
specifically
trains.
trains.